Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. It is a gorgeous day in Baltimore today, a perfect day for Tigers baseball. Welcome to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Final game in this four-game series featuring the Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers baseball. I'm Mario and Pemba alongside Kurt Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for the series finale. The Tigers wrapping up really a 10-game road trip, grueling road trip. Gibby, finally good to get back home tomorrow.
Well, 10-game road trips in July are always very tough, and it's been a tough one. You throw in the trade deadline activity, makes it even tougher. But if you win today, you get a split with the O's, and you go home on a positive note with the Royals coming to town.
All right, it should be an exciting day. Daniel Norris represents the future for the Tigers. It'll be fun to watch him pitch.
Well, he's the big name in the David Price trade. He's got big shoes to fill, and there's going to be lots of pressure on him today. His mom and dad are here. He's with a new organization. He's going to want to impress. But don't forget, he's a baby, and he's developing. The Blue Jays sent him down to the minor leagues in the beginning of May to clean up his delivery. He's done that. He's back with the Tigers today. It's a process, and his journey begins today.
All right, the Tigers and the Orioles coming up. Final game of the series. But right now we send you back to the Coliseum Studios to Justin White. Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time coming to Comerica. By Dodge, find your summer of performance with great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event. And by Kraft, Shreds and Chunks, make something amazing. That is Utah Street behind the right field wall here at Camden Yards. Beautiful day at Oriole Park. It is a warm afternoon here in Baltimore. The Tigers and the Orioles wrapping up this series. We'll check out the Tigers starting lineup today. It is presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for Brad Osmus, the Tigers line them up like this. They will have Ghosts, Iglesias, and Kinsler in the top 3 spots. Ian now 39 multi-hit games this season. Martinez, McCann in the middle. Castellanos at third. Vilas at first, and Rajay Davis is in left field. And the starting pitcher today is Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yep, Ubaldo, 10 years in the bigs. Look at the numbers right there. Fastball, split, and slider. He'll beat up the catcher today. He throws a lot of pitches in the dirt. Good guy to run on. And we got a little information for you as we go along.
Here is the defensive alignment behind Ubaldo Jimenez today for the Orioles, presented by Tim Hortons, and it looks like this. It'll be Jones in center, Parra, the newly acquired left fielder. Reimold is in right. Machado and Davis on the corners. Hardy and Scope up the middle. Jimenez and Wieters, your battery, on pace for 25 fewer errors are the Orioles this year. They have played some really good defense. Anthony Ghost will settle in as we wrap up this 10-game road trip. Final game here in Baltimore today. Ghost, Iglesias, and Kinsler, and here's the first pitch from Jimenez. Hit in the air toward left center field. On the move is Jones, still going back to the warning track to make the catch.
Yeah, that ball really carried. When you play in these Major League parks during day games when it's sunny and hot, get that heat. The field heats up and the balls really carry. So outfielders will have to be understand that and not underrun them.
One pitch and one out in this ball game. Here is Iglesias batting .315. Already had a ton of home runs in this series. In the 3 night games, you could probably expect a few more will be popped out today. Iglesias 5 out of 14 in the 4-game set. Looks at ball 1. Jose, a couple of homers this year. He's knocked in 20. Bouncing ball to third, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Iglesias has settled nicely now into the 2 spot in the Tigers lineup. Was pretty much at the bottom for most of the year. Showing bunt, he'll lay it down, but foul third base side.
Good idea right there. The Orioles have Manny Machado there at third base, one of the best. Very young kid, and you want to sneak attack him if you think you're going to get by him.
So it's 1-2 on Iglesias.
Ian Kinsler behind on deck, and he's been the hottest Tiger, so you want to have guys on base in front of him.
It'll bounce in, 2-2. Well, the top of the Tigers lineup, their top 3 so far in this series are 20 for 42. So they've been getting some rallies going, and of course in the first 2 games they jumped out on top of the Orioles. It's driven down the left field line, hooking, foul. 2-2 on Iglesias. Ubaldo Jimenez, former Indian, former Rocky. Right back up the middle into center field, and a base hit. Right by Jimenez.
Yeah, good at bat there again by Jose. Had great swings at every pitch he was thrown by Ubaldo. This one's just right down the middle. He takes it right up the middle. Great approach. Nice single here to start off the first for Jose.
That is his 6th hit in this series. That'll bring up Kinsler, and they just have not been able to get him out. He is 10 for 14 in the series. It wasn't too long ago that Kinsler was in the 260 range. That average now is hovering near 300. In there for strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Kinsler disagrees with Tom Woodring, the home plate umpire.
And as I said, Jimenez, a good guy to run on 15 stolen bases, only caught 2. Very slow, and he's got a little hitch before he goes to the plate that allows the runners to get a good jump.
1 ball, 1 strike. Jimenez, 31 years old, a native of the Dominican Republic. strong in his last start. He gave up 2 runs in 7 innings in a win over the Atlanta Braves here at Camden Yards. Two balls, 1 strike.
Look at Ian. He's taking a good look at the signs down there. I don't think they would do a hit and run. Kinsler's been hitting the ball so good. Plus, Jimenez doesn't have great control.
And again, he misses 3 balls, 1 strike.
Well, we take a look here at Clarkie. Now you watch that front shoulder right there. It moves first. That's what you're looking for. He moves that before he moves his legs and his arms, and it gives you a real good jump.
Runner goes, and it's ball 4 outside, and the Tigers have something going now early in this ball game.
Like that IGLESIAS was going good and aggressive. Percentages are high that he would make it, and it looked like Ian was going to take that pitch for him regardless. Had a great jump. And Victor comes up here with men at first and second. Good time for him to break out.
Well, Jimenez against the Tigers has never really had a whole lot of success. 5-10 with an ERA north of 5. So the Tigers have had his number, including earlier this year at Comerica Park when they got him for 7 runs. And Martinez, an early shot here with 1 out. And Victor looks at ball 1. Tigers need to get him going. He is 1 for 13 in this series. IGLESIAS a single, Kinsler a walk. Outside, 2-0. The Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher batter matchup here, and it belongs to Victor Martinez. .333 career against Jimenez.
Let's build on that today.
4 home runs in that stretch as well.
Jimenez used to throw 96, 97 miles an hour when he came up with the Rockies, but doesn't do that anymore.
Victor skies one foul down the left field line. It was Tardy on that 2-0 fastball. 2-1. There's Martinez on deck. Weren't sure coming into the ballpark today whether or not JD would be in the lineup, but there he is. After fouling a pitch off his knee last night. Jimenez, after a long look, ready with the 2-1. Now he'll step off. For Martinez, he really hasn't done a whole lot since the All-Star break. In fact, Victor has only 6 RBIs and 1 home run, but that homer is against Ubaldo Jimenez. And that is low. Run the count to 3-1. So Jimenez digging a hole here in the first inning.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see the runners moving when you get a pitcher struggling like this. You don't want to make a mistake and make it easy on him. Things don't work out. Keep the pressure on him.
Here's the 3-1. Instead, he'll go with a bluff to second base. Nothing doing there. Jimenez gave up 7 runs in 4 2/3 against the Tigers on July 17th. That was at Comerica Park, where he's got a career ERA of north of 7 at the Tigers' home ballpark. 3-1. High fly ball, right center field. Jones going back, still going back to the warning track to make the catch. Both runners tag, and to second base, Kinsler got in ahead of the slide, or ahead of the tag, and so both runners move up now with 2 outs.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch by pitch last time that Jimenez threw against the Tigers, against JD Martinez. Kind of more of the same. You see him moving the ball all around. Tigers hit 3 home runs on the day against Jimenez, and JD got him as well. Boom.
Well, the 2 outs that Jimenez has recorded here have both gone to the warning track.
Yeah, we just got to get a little farther.
Here's the guy to do it. JD looks at a ball, 1-0. Martinez, 28 home runs. And in the month of July, he had 8 home runs in that month alone with a .320 average. That's fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez, after fouling that ball off his knee last night, actually stayed in for another half inning to play some defense, but realized it didn't feel stable, so he came out. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, I talked to JD this morning. Feeling a little bit better this morning. Came in early, got some treatment, went out, ran on the field. It'll be with him for a while. You get the swelling in there. It tends to drain down into your ankle, so it's just something you have to deal with.
Now Jimenez ahead in the count, 1-2. Fouled away.
Good pitch there by the Orioles. Good foul off by JD. Lives for another day. You hope he makes a mistake. Look how he pulls his hands in here right at the end. This ball is running in on him. Just gets the foul piece. Hope he makes a mistake this pitch where you can get him.
Driven in the air toward left center field. That ball is hit well. Jones looks up and he got him. It's gone. J.D. Martinez with a 2-out, 3-run homer, and the Tigers are off and running today.
That's why you get yourself back in the lineup. That's just a great at bat. You take that one and put it in your library. As I mentioned the pitch before, he spoils the pitch. Now they go away. It runs back over the plate. JD smacks it center field. Nice and calm in left front side. Tigers take a 3-0 lead. Well, he's got some power, doesn't he?
He has some power indeed. That's 29 home runs now, 3rd best in the American League. And JD has also been on base in 45 of his last 50 games now. He got him in the first inning in game 1 with a big hit. And now in the series finale, he homers in the first inning with 2 outs. Here's James McCann. We'll roll that one foul. The count goes 1 ball, 1 strike.
That home run will make JD's leg feel a little better.
Not sure he's feeling any pain at all right now.
Yeah. Know that feeling.
Well, McCann's had a good series, 5 for 12. Ground ball left side. Machado has it there. And McCann is out to retire the side. Not before the Tigers do some damage. 3-run homer by J.D. Martinez. Daniel Norris will take his first turn as a Tiger when we come back. and now Daniel Norris will take the mound for the Detroit Tigers, presented today by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Well, his debut for the Tigers, good fastball, 4-2 seam, has a real good curveball and change, and he's got reverse splits. Actually had trouble with lefties because he had command issues. That's something that he's going to have to work on. It's work in process. And only 22 years old. I'd kind of have kid gloves and keep a close eye on this young kid.
Manny Machado leads it off and looks at a strike. Norris will pitch with a bit of a cushion here to begin this ball game. Machado is 5 for 12 with a couple of long balls in the series. There's a strike called, and the count quickly 0-2.
Right there at the top of the zone, gets the call. Johnson Woodring.
Johnson City, Tennessee, the hometown for Norris. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase out of the zone. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Orioles, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Parra and Jones will follow, and then Davis, Wieters, Hardy in the middle of their lineup. Paredes, Schoop, and Reimold, the bottom three. Good numbers.
Yeah, pretty good live fastball here up the top of the zone, climbing out. It's got some late life. Machado can't catch up.
Here is Gerardo Parra, who joined the Orioles a couple of days ago, made his debut last night. Acquired in a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. Meanwhile, Norris striking out Machado very quickly, facing the lefty Parra here, who doubled in his first at bat as an 0 last night. 2-0 the count.
Well, one of the things Daniel does, he elevates his pitches too much from time to time, and you got to get the ball down the zone. He has a little more life, a little more movement when he gets the pitches, when he gets his pitches down.
Swing and a miss. 2-1 on Gerardo Parra, who right now is enjoying a 15-game hitting streak. Foul back, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Norris only 22 years of age. Second round pick of the Jays a few years back, 2011. 2011 was the year that he was selected out of the draft. Now the 2-2.
Kind of overthrew that breaking ball right there. Got underneath it. Rushed a little bit.
Full count pitch, a swung on and missed. A couple of strikeouts for Norris to start this game. Here is the defense for the Tigers behind Norris. It is presented by Bill Fox Chevrolet. Anthony goes out of center field. J.D. Martinez in right field, left the game last night, back in there as you know today. Davison left. Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, and Avila along the infield with Can Kessler. And here's Adam Jones. He's had a couple of home runs, 5 RBIs in the series. Rolls one to third, scooped up there by Castellanos. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Daniel Norris. Tigers combined for 3 or more home runs in this game. Bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get yourself a free small order of curly fries. Ubelda Jimenez back to the hill now as we go to the top of the second. Nick Castellanos leads it off, and he looks at a breaking ball strike. Castellanos, Avila, Rajai Davis, bottom 3 facing Jimenez. Surrendered the 2-out 3-run shot to J.D. Martinez. 0-2 on Castellanos. Nick has only 1 hit in the series, and that was a 2-run shot in last night's ball game. Tigers fell behind 5-0. They crawled to within 5-2 on that Castellanos home run. 1-2.
We've been talking about the road trip and the length of it and the toughness in the July, and you get a guy like Castellanos, James McCann, J.D. Martinez, Ian Kinsler, IGLESIAS. These guys all played every day, and that much tougher to do so. Takes a lot out of them, and to perform after that strain, it's tough, but good to be young.
Good to be young indeed. I would imagine it's a lot easier to play every day in April and May and even in June. But once July and August roll around, the weather really starts to heat up.
It does. The travel gets you. You have a night game to a day game. I think in general that the ball players like to be on a schedule. If you're night to night to night, get more time to recover.
Castellanos waiting on a 2-2. And he takes ball 3 high.
The other side of that is today they'll get home early from Baltimore, and they'll have an off day tomorrow, so they'll get good time for recovery and be ready for next week in Kansas City.
Tigers come in today 4 games under at 50 and 54. And Castellanos hits one to third. Machado on the backhand. 1 out. Tigers, with their loss last night, though, have fallen a little bit farther behind now. And with Chicago winning, they've jumped ahead of the Tigers in the Central Division standing.
Well, you win some games, put a winning streak together, and that can all change very quickly. That's why you really can't, at this point in the season, get scoreboard watching. Just got to keep trying to play, dig it out, win as many games as you can.
I would imagine that's the attitude you have to have, because scoreboard watching doesn't do anything if you continue to lose games.
Yeah, it can make you press. That's not what you want to do. I think Jimenez didn't like that call. He's not gotten a couple calls. Call's got pretty good late movement on it. It's been to the benefit of the Tigers.
Orioles not only fighting for the wild card, but they are 5 back in the East behind the Yankees. 1-1 on Alex Avila. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You're going to see a lot of balls in the dirt from Jimenez today. Umpires know it. They hope they got a good catcher in front of them.
Now Jimenez with the 2-1. Here's another one. 3 balls, 1 strike. We showed you the numbers on Jimenez, and it must be a situation when he takes the mound against the Tigers that a small part of him psychologically has to be defeated, because every time they face him, they put up some crooked numbers.
Well, I don't know if he's defeated, but he knows what's been going down for sure. And he's got to decide whether he wants to change the way he does things.
2 gone on the ground out by Avila. So Jimenez has gotten 3 straight ground ball outs after the home run by J.D. Martinez in the first. Here's Rajai Davis. Ooh, he tried to show bunt there, and Jimenez came up and in. Rajai had to buckle out of the way. The trade of Cespedes has pretty much given Davis and Ghost both an opportunity to play in the starting lineup these days. That is ripped foul.
Yeah, much more in the bunt right there. Again, Rajai knows that if he gets on, he's a good steal candidate, so it's like hitting a double. So that's what bunt is, a real good play here with 2 outs. Get on, get over to second, let Anthony Gose hit you in.
Bouncer to the shortstop. J.J. Hardy has it. And he got Davis by a step. 3 ground ball outs for Jimenez. We go to the bottom of the second. Daniel Norris back out to the hill. Strikeouts and a ground out. He'll go back to the hill now in the second. Davis waiters Hardy to face him. Chris Davis batting .244, 25 home runs on the year. And he looks at ball 1 from Norris.
Shift is on again, even against the left-handed pitcher. Talked to Chris Davis a bit down there. He's really feeling locked in right now. I asked him, he's been getting some 2-strike hits, and he just said for whatever reason he sees the ball better with 2 strikes, and probably that he kind of takes some of the energy out of his body, just tries to make contact as opposed to hit it out of the ballpark.
Well, he has done that. I mean, he has 71 RBIs now. That's just good for 4th in the American League. Despite only a .244 average, he is knocking in runs. He's gone 3-0 against Norris.
As much power as he has, I still think he'll be taken.
He is, and it's a strike. Here's the 3-1. Lifted back out of play, 3-2. Norris pitched at 3 levels in the minor leagues last year before making his major league debut. He was only 21 years old when he made the debut with the Toronto Blue Jays last year.
Yeah, if he could throw a breaking ball right there, he'd be gone.
Fouled away.
But so far, when he's needed to strike, he's went to his fastball. Really, the Orioles have not centered it up yet. Something tells me that his delivery is deceptive, and the Orioles not picking the fastball up so much.
Up and in, he walked him, and that'll be the first runner of the game for the Orioles. And with more on Daniel Norris, we check in with John Keating.
Well, Mario, it was just a little moment before the game. Daniel Norris was coming in from the bullpen from his pregame session, followed by pitching coach Jeff Jones and James McCann. And McCann made eye contact with me. We nodded at each other, as we often do, and then he walked over and he said of Norris, this kid's really good. So already you get a sense how much of an impact he has made as a Tiger in a short 2 days with the organization.
And he is only 22 years of age. And I'll tell you what, I mean, when you start to get excited about what he could bring to this organization, Gibby, I mean, at 22, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but you got to take your time and develop him. You can't. The evaluation of him is accurate and it's correct, but we can't expect too much too early.
Little looper into center field, going to drop, base hit. That is a single for Matt Wieters to put 2 men aboard. With a flare out there for the first hit for the Orioles.
He had one of those last night in the first inning in his first at bat. Gets another one tonight. Is just totally sawed off by Norris. Nevertheless, first and second. Here to start the bottom of the second inning. And we'll see how he handles the pressure right here. This is a little different situation. He's in the stretch. See how he works his way out.
J.J. Hardy, the batter, a 15-game hitting streak for the Orioles shortstop. 240 batting average. Hardy's had 3 hits in the series, 3 for 15, but he's played very solid defensively, which is the norm for him. Showing bunt, he pops it up back toward the mound. Diving play by Norris. He went flying through the air to make the catch.
Kind of like that, don't you? Tells you a little bit about this kid. A very laid-back person in the clubhouse and out in public. But he says he's a bulldog on the mound, and here we're going to look and see what he means by saying that. And he got up very quick, checked both bases to see if there was a play available.
That was very bulldogish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great effort. Put it on the line right there. It's very dangerous. Looked like he's done that before, huh?
A time or two. 1 out, and that'll bring up Jimmy Paredes.
Yeah, he's all in.
Paredes batting .290. He's had a good series, 4 for 11. Little chopper hit towards second, should get him out of the inning. 4, 6, 3, a double play. So the first stress that Norris goes through results in a scoreless inning.
And the young kid lays out right here in the bottom of the inning. Was in trouble. Made another pitch. Got the double play. Stole that one, didn't he?
Who says pitchers can't field?
Not all of them.
Yeah. Daniel Norris with a terrific job.
Good concentration right there and holds on to the ball. Didn't make a bad throw.
Jimenez goes back to the hill now, facing the top of the Tigers lineup. It'll be Ghosts, Iglesias, and Kinsler. Ubaldo had a 1-2-3 second with 3 ground ball outs. Anthony waves and misses. Ghosts hit a ball deep in his first at bat. In fact, the first pitch of the ball game, he tried to jump Jimenez and he hit it out to the warning track, but not deep enough.
Yeah, I've noticed every time the Orioles get behind him, they throw him something off speed.
There you go again, 1-2.
Got to go to school on that.
Ghost snapped an 0 for 24 on Friday with a bloop double. Just off the plate. 2-2 the count.
Tight zone. It's going to be that way both ways, though.
Jimenez this year has been pretty good at home. In fact, Ubaldo with an ERA in this ballpark of 2.13, which I guess in some ways a little bit surprising because this is a hitter's park.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier, and we can get into it a little later, but there's so many different splits that you can look at. Is it the home road splits? Is it the left right splits? Is it the first half, the second half splits? And you actually picked what? First half, second half.
Yeah, I like to know what a guy is doing or what he has done most recently. That's what I think is more important. And here at the home road, over 5 on the road and a little over 2 at home. And he got him that time, strike 3. Goes caught looking, 1 out.
I think he was looking for a slider right there. You can see a pretty good look in the grip. And his fastball is tailing back out over the plate from the lefties. Just catches the corner.
Iglesias had a single in the first inning, got it started. Later scored on the 3-run shot by J.D. Martinez. Six hits in the series for Iglesias, 10 hits on the road trip as he is sawed off that time. Rolls at the third. Machado will throw him out. 2 gone.
Yeah, it's interesting when you play in a 4-game series, you can kind of figure things out. We watched in Iglesias' first at bat, they tried to throw him in there as well. He hit a couple balls foul, got a pitch out over the middle and hit it up the middle. And again, the Orioles, you can see they like to throw that ball in there. Jimenez's fastball really tailing back into the righties. Tough pitch to get hit squarely and solid.
6 in a row retired after the home run, 5 of those coming on the ground.
So if you can, you want to wait for something that's out away from you, and hopefully it tails back into the barrel.
Kinsler's been barreling up a lot recently. Did walk and score in the first inning. That inside strike, 1 ball, 1 strike on Ian.
That's a good take, and because he's so hot, he recognizes what I've been talking about. He doesn't want to swing at that pitch if he doesn't have to.
Ten of 14 in this series. In fact, Ian's had 4 4-hit games this year. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Kinsler. Waiting on deck, Victor Martinez. Pulled to third. Machado handles that bullet and throws him out. 3 up, 3 down here in the third.
The uplifting feeling, and I was definitely uplifted. It was really exciting, and you know, I told my parents, I was like, it's one of those things you can't fake. I was really excited to get this opportunity.
Daniel Norris and his thoughts on being traded here to the Tigers, and so far so good through 2 innings for Norris. The thing about being traded, Kirk, and obviously, you know, it could go one of 2 ways, as Daniel said. I mean, one team gives up on you, as Castellanos is unable to make that play. But I think Norris realizes that coming here to Detroit is going to really open up a big opportunity for him.
It is. I've also heard him talk about the fact he was traded for David Price. It's a good amount of respect that the Tigers would value him and want him in that trade. But he's read the papers and he understands what's going here with the Tigers, and here he is starting today, so it's game on.
Here is Nolan Reimold. They rule that play a base hit. There's a strike on Reimold. Second hit of the ball game for the Orioles. They put the first 2 men on in the second, but Norris pitched out of that, helped himself out with a diving defensive play. Reimold slaps it foul down the right field line. 0-2. Second game of the series for Reimold was 0 for 4 in his first opportunity. Did draw a walk and score a run. Played in game 1 in the series. This is an Orioles team that has shown great comeback ability in this series. The Tigers out to a 3-0 lead.
Like the way he held that ball right there. Scope, one stolen base, hasn't been caught.
Reimold playing in right field today as Davis goes to first base. Sawed him off, little roller toward first. Avila spins and gets one there. Nicely done by Alex.
That was a risky play, but Alex really trusts himself, set himself up good to make a good, accurate, strong throw. The ball was not hit very hard. Again, he set everything up with his feet so he could turn around and make sure he got one out. Take a look, see how he turns his feet before he actually fields the ball. It's one of the advantages, I guess. Most catchers are very accurate. But he had his feet turned before he caught that ball. Arm on top, one out.
Here is Manny Machado. Sails outside, 1-0 on Machado, who struck out in the first.
Machado looks, just from watching him here and watching him on TV, he's really a good hitter when he gets ahead in the count, and you have to be careful. He's got a little axe to grind. He struck out the first for his first at bat.
Golfed in the air down the right field line, slicing away. Martinez will get there though. There's the second out of the inning. That'll leave it up to the left fielder Gerardo Parra. So far so good for Norris. He got his first win of the season, his first start against the Yankees on the road. He went 5 2/3, gave up 3 runs in that start. Was 1-1 with the Blue Jays, an ERA of 3.86. Parra also struck out in the first inning, trying to extend his 15-game hitting streak.
you hear some boos. I like that. Throw another one over there. Let him know who's in control. Good job of making sure they don't just try and run on you because you threw one over there. You want to let them know that you will double it up.
Parra looks at a ball high, 1-0. Gerardo last night, when he put on an Orioles uniform and played in the ballgame, became the 1,000th player to ever play for Baltimore. He's been a good hitter in his career. Pulls this one right to first and right at Avila, who steps on the bag. Inning over, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, 3 in the books at Camden Yards. Can keep it going. Tigers have supported him with 3 runs early in this game, and now Victor Martinez will lead things off here in the 4th. First one is up high to Victor. J.D. Martinez and then James McCann to follow here in the Tiger 4th inning. Jimenez, meanwhile, has retired 7 in a row after that home run by J.D. 2-0.
Orioles been throwing Victor down and away quite a bit, and he has not been able to lay off that pitch with the 2-0 count. Let's see if he can get a good one.
A little bit outside. The count goes to 3-0.
Victor's been swinging at that pitch, and a good one to lay off of there.
And then he's had a walk in the 1st inning, part of that 3-run first. And he has thrown a strike here to make it 3-1.
As a hitter, you sometimes ask yourself, do I want to move up on the plate because they just keep throwing me away? Many hitters are uncomfortable with moving.
Pulled to second base on an easy hop for SCHOOP. 1 out.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. J.D. Martinez, first at bat, gets the kitchen sink thrown at him. Good job of fouling that one off, and then gets this pitch down the middle and serves it out into center field. 3-run home run. Tigers still up 3-0.
So Martinez will go to work here in the 4th with 1 out. Then he fouls it back. 29th home run of the year for JD, and Martinez now is third in the American League. Trout has 32. Pujols has 30 homers. Ripped to third. Machado, look at that play. And he's out at first base. 2 gone.
Pretty good hands right here. Take a look at the ISO. He actually backs up on his bullet. He reads it great. Glove down. That's textbook. And then when you got a cannon. And here's the previous play. I like this one too. Here's another rocket. He's got a lot in that arm. Young and up and coming star.
Meanwhile, 9 straight have been set down by Jimenez, 8 of those via the ground ball. So he's getting the ground ball outs, a ton of them now. And Manny Machado's had 5 of them hit to him today alone.
Well, Jimenez throwing a lot of pitches inside, and the Tigers turning on it.
That's popped up. First base side for Davis, shading his eyes, and a 1-2-3 inning now for Ubaldo Jimenez, who has now retired 10 consecutive Tigers.
Looking good so far. Dynamic repertoire. Fastball low and mid 90s with life. I think he'll pick up some velocity. Potential front end starter. Just work in progress so far, but a good start today so far.
Well, he's going to go to work now in the 4th inning, facing Adam Jones, Chris Davis, Matt Wieters.
He has a chance to have a really devastating breaking ball. His changeup's also coming along a long way. Gets everything together, be dominated. That's the hope.
Well, before the season started, Norris was considered the 3rd best left-handed pitching prospect in baseball. Big minor league numbers. Half swing fouled off.
James McCann wanted that ball up and in, and saw Daniel Norris hit the target perfectly. Like to see more of that.
Oh, 0-2 on Jones, who grounded out his first time. He bounced that one foul.
First breaking ball down in the zone. James McCann wanted it in the dirt. Didn't quite get it there, but making progress there as well.
When you come to a new organization, especially when you're involved in a deal for a guy like David Price, there's so much pressure that comes with that, whether he feels it or not. There's a high drive to center. That'll be playable for Ghosts. 1 gone.
You know, Daniel doesn't seem like he is influenced by that pressure so far. He's a really lighthearted kid. good kid. You can see he's intense out there. I think from the Tigers' perspective, you know, you got to really sit back and see who he is first, because you have scouting reports, you've watched film. But let's see who he is. You don't want to overcoach very early. Really make sure you're making good suggestions down the road.
Chris Davis, the batter. Well, how important are the next 2 months, not only for Norris, but even some of the other pieces that the Tigers got that might be here at the big league level?
Well, very important. And I know that some of the other guys that pitched down in the minor leagues, we were looking at that today. But it's going to help Dave Dombrowski, and I'm assuming he will be back. Evaluate what he needs to pick up on the free agent market or via trade, and rebuild this club.
That stays high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, that breaking ball, you see it coming out a little high. If you get that ball out front a little bit further, be very sharp and get it down in the zone.
Drilled way back into right center field, and Chris Davis has just hit a long home run. It's what they do. Good news is it's a solo shot.
Yeah, I agree with that. He just missed with 2 breaking balls in a row. I think Chris Davis had a pretty good idea the fastball was coming. And he's been swinging the bat well. And this is right down Broadway, as they say. He doesn't overswing. He is strong. 3-1 Tigers.
Well, what an effortless swing there by Chris Davis. 26th home run of the year, and the Orioles are on the board now 3-1. He's had a huge series. That is his 7th RBI and his 2nd homer in the series. Two balls, no strikes on Matt Wieters.
Yeah, you got to get settled down here and cut it off. Cut that inning off.
In there, 2-1.
We got a lot of umpires in the stands today.
Yeah, there's about 30,000 of them that paid to get in. The 2-1 to third base. Castellanos has it. Wieters is out. 2 gone. This comeback there by Norris after falling behind 2-0 following the homer.
Yeah, these are the types of things you want to watch. If you're the Tigers staff and organization, how does he respond? But came right back and got the next hitter.
Here's J.J. Hardy. Fly ball right field. J.D. under it. And that is that for Baltimore. They get on the board with the Davis home run. We go to the 5th. Baltimore. Stay tuned for Tigers Live following the game. We'll select our Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game. Presented by McDonald's Big Mac and 10-piece McNuggets. So Jimenez back to the hill after retiring 10 consecutive Tigers. Nick Castellanos leads it off, looks at ball one to start things off in the fifth.
Well, he's settled down nicely since that first inning.
And most of his outs have come via the ground ball. 3-run homer by J.D. Martinez, the difference in this one. Castellanos fouls it back 1-1. It's been really an up and down season for Nick. He started slowly, then he went on a pretty good stretch where he had a good long hitting streak going. Then he slumped again, and then he picked it up in the month of July.
Yep, when you're a young kid, you have more ebbs and flows. Still pretty young. As you gain experience, you tend to be more consistent.
Castellanos had 20 RBIs in the month of July, his biggest month in terms of driving in runs. Here's the 1-2. Avila and then Davis to follow. 7, 8, 9 for the Tigers here in the fifth inning. Grounded foul.
And we talked about the long road trip, and Nick Castellanos last night tagged this one. Like to see that again. Remember that? Felt good.
A little bit outside. 3-2 on Nick.
You look at last season in his at bats, and this is up to where he is today. It pretty much has equaled his production in home runs. It looks like he'll go past his RBI total.
Again, hooked to third. Machado handles another one. He's been busy down there.
Messing with the wrong guy.
Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Yeah, Machado doesn't miss too many of them down there at third base.
You know, in this series, a couple of them have gotten down the line, which he usually picks everything. And not that he should have had him, but I half expected him to get him. But today, he's just like a vacuum cleaner down there. He's seeing it good.
Here's Avila. He hit one right into the teeth of the shift his last time up in the short right field to Schoop. And that's where Schoop is again here in this at bat. One. Well, with the changes the Tigers have made in their ball club going forward now the final 2 months, I wonder if the Tigers will maybe be a little bit more cautious with the return of Miguel Cabrera now.
I think so. I saw what happened over in St. Louis. He was a 6 to 8 week injury too, and he came back at 5 weeks and immediately re-injured his, I think it's his quad. So you don't want to do that, and certainly don't want to get him where he gets a big defect there in that leg, and then it keeps coming back, and it bothers him for years to come.
Well, in the meantime, Avila has gotten some shots at first, as he has today, and you've got Marte down there, and you've rotated Romine in through there.
Yeah, actually, Alex has got pretty good hands down there. Marte has struggled a bit. Romine's good at wherever he is.
Just off the plate.
Yeah, Tom Woodring, he's not giving up that pitch, and actually looking up the rankings. That's who he is. He's down towards the bottom third at strike coverage. Basically, the pitches that he gives the pitchers, he doesn't give up many. He's got to be on the plate.
Avila goes down swinging. And this is quite a roll that Jimenez is on now. 12 in a row. Only his second strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Rajai Davis.
We need to get Rajai on here and let him steal that base. Get another run this inning.
Well, one to Rajay, who bounced out. He's had a pretty decent series. In fact, he's had a couple of doubles. He's had a triple. He has stolen a bag. And he shoots one over the head of the first baseman, Davis, down the line. He might try for two here. He's going to test him. Throw down to second is not in time, but it's actually off the cutoff man. And now Rajay's going to go to third and stop there. Schoop was the cutoff man out there in short right. Or is that Davis?
I tell you, Rajay's really been hustling today. Love to see that.
See what happened here.
We don't have a very good look, but Rajay sure is hustling, put some pressure on the Orioles, and the crowd was in a panic. It looked like Schoop jumped and maybe pulled something when he jumped for that ball.
Where did the ball hit him?
I don't think it hit him.
It's going to be ruled a double E9, allowing the runner to get to third. Schoop's going to be okay. He'll stay in the game, and now the Tigers have a man at third with 2 outs.
Well, he throws it. The outfielder throws it and hits him. You're always taught to hit the cutoff, man.
Not literally.
Yeah, Schoop is ducking. He saw it coming.
So Schoop was hit by that throw, but remains in the game. And now the Tigers have one on at third base for Anthony Gose. Ball one.
Started him off with something off speed there, and see, he'll probably stay with it. He throws in the fastball, probably be inside. See it up right here over the middle of the plate. The pitchers, they'll look at tendencies of aggressiveness from a hitter. They don't necessarily give in, especially guys with 10 years of major league experience, as Jimenez has.
Couldn't hold up. 2-1. That error, by the way, only the 41st of the year for the Orioles, the fewest in the American League. Pulled on the ground towards second. Schoop can't get it into right field. Base hit. Scored Davis, and the Tigers lead it 4-1.
Well, finally Anthony Gose gets rewarded here. He's been swinging the bat okay, not get rewarded very much, but here we got Rajay on third base. Gets it through the hole. Tigers pick up a run. Much needed. We know we got to keep tacking on. Orioles have been coming back from the previous games.
And that is a big knock for Gose, who's been going through it. We mentioned he recently snapped an 0 for 24. That is his 17th RBI of the year, and that extends the Tiger lead to 4-1. Iglesias batting with 2 outs, single and a ground out for Iglesias.
You can see that Gose wants to go. Jimenez is not known to hold runners very well. Said easy to steal off of. He's got a key on that front left shoulder. Might pitch out here, though.
They are. Wieters' throw on the bag. Tag. Safe. He beat the pitch out. Wieters' throw, while it was strong, was on the wrong side of the bag.
See if I'm sure they're going to look at it. The Orioles. He's got a good jump. He does get in there. It is on the wrong side of the bag. Ooh, that's close.
It is.
I timed that from the time the pitcher moved to the time the ball hit the glove down at second base, 3.32 seconds. So that's kind of the break even right there. You're either safe or you're out, depending on the location of the throw.
They will challenge it. Right now it is a steal for Ghost. It would be his 15th.
That's pretty close. I don't know how they can overturn that.
Agreed.
Okay, we're going to take a look right here. Here's the pre-pitch, the lead. He's very comfortable. You can see he's got edgy. It's always good if you got a little bit of movement. You're not standing flat-footed. That's one more frame up. Maybe we can. I think he's safe.
He's in there. From that replay, he looks safe. This one might be a little bit closer.
I don't think they can overturn it. We saw Raji Davis get pitched out on a couple games ago. These guys both love to go early. And the Orioles were smart to pitch out.
It's their last look at it. So hard to tell when the tag was initially made, but right there to make the call was Lance Barksdale, and he signals safe. Here's your decision.
Safe.
So Ghost gets his 15th steal.
So that's the 16th stolen base this year off of Jimenez. Only caught 2 times. Guys did their homework. Omar over there's got him ready to go. Got to take advantage of what's given to you. And these coaches, they do a lot of work pre-game, and makes you feel good when you've got it right.
He's trying to steal third, and he's going to do it without a throw. An easy stolen base there for Ghost. 16 of them now for Anthony.
Just not paying attention to him.
Drilled to center field on a line. Jones over his head. He started in. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Iglesias on his way to third base, and he's in there with a triple.
Well, Adam Jones right here, he kind of was cheating in, trying to cut down the runner and catch like a little single fly ball line drive. Look how shallow he is right here at the top of the screen. He's right up here. And he actually breaks in. This ball really takes off of Iglesias' bat. You're going to see him come in. Oh, no. Got some backspin on that ball. And that's a stand-up triple. Tigers score another run. That's very good. Another 2-out RBI.
So the Orioles had gotten on the board with a run. The Tigers have answered with 2 here in the 5th inning, and they're still going against Jimenez, who had retired 12 in a row before the double by Davis, single by Ghosts, and triple by Iglesias. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to, Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Now it brings up Kinsler and an opportunity to score another. Fouled away 0-1. Tigers now have 5 runs on 5 hits.
Ian in his previous at bats has taken early in the count and tried to jump him that time.
Couldn't hold up. 0-2. Kinsler has a ground out and a walk. He has scored a run. Finished up a 366 month of July, in which he was as hot as anybody in the American League. He'll shoot that one to the hole. A base hit to knock in another run.
That's just good hitting there. They got the shift on, kind of vacated that right side of the infield. Comes Buck Showalter.
Boy, it unraveled quickly here for Jimenez, who had retired the first two, and the Tigers now have tacked on 3 more runs. Got a wall side windows pitching change. We'll be back to Baltimore. The 5th inning, 2 outs, and Ian Kinsler, well, Gibby, you can't get much hotter than this.
No, you really can, and doing some damage there. Another RBI to tack on there. You see he's got 3 RBIs. Hasn't struck out the whole series. That's pretty unusual. But wherever he's been, whether he's led off, hit second, or third, as he is now, doing a good job. Jorge Rondon into the game this season with Norfolk. Pretty good numbers, but here against the Tigers, a good hitting team. You know, I was talking to Buck Showalter before the game today. He was telling me how much he respects the Tigers and their hitting ability, and really, this is the 3rd game out of the 4 that they played. They really swung the bats well.
Well, here's Martinez with 2 outs. And 4 consecutive Tigers have reached after the first 2 were retired. Jimenez out of the game. Rondon is in. Victor is 0 for 2. In the air toward left field. Shallow coming in is Parra, and 1 pitch to end the inning. Tigers get 3 more. They're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. fifth inning to go with their 3 spot in the first inning. And it'll be Jimmy Paredes to lead it off against lefty Daniel Norris. The only blemish today for Norris, the home run by Chris Davis in the 4th. Solo shot, that's it. Ball 1 to Paredes.
As you said, Tigers up 6-1. This is a great shutdown inning. You score 3, you want to shut the opponent down.
2-0 now the count. Paredes. Schoop and Reimold to follow, bottom 3 facing Daniel. Two and one. Norris with the 2-1 pitch, and it's high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, and a big rip there by Paredes.
Yeah, there's something sneaky about Daniel's fastball there. The velocity is not showing, but reading the swings is telling you something's sneaky about it.
Ooh, look out, there goes the bats.
Boy. Did it go in the dugout?
I think it did. It might have gone into the clubhouse.
Brad almost got that one right by him. In the olden days, you didn't have any protection in front of you in the dugouts. Now you can see the screens, but it still gets over there pretty quickly. See if anybody moves. Be hard to try and do that. Fortunately, nobody's walking up the tunnel right there, I hope. It's great camera work.
It'd be a nice surprise if you were, or a bad surprise.
The one time I was in Texas and I was coming back from the clubhouse at the end of an inning, we were hitting and Larry Herndon had struck out. He walked to the tunnel like that and chucked his helmet as hard as he could and hit me right in the shin. Of course, he thought it was funny.
And you thought otherwise?
Well, I couldn't walk, but Gates Brown said, "Get out of that foxhole." Said I was hiding.
2-0 was fouled back, 2-1.
Lots of flying objects at the ballpark. Got to keep your eyes open. Keeps you on your toes.
Schoop had a single in the 3rd. A chopper to the shortstop. That'll be routine for Iglesias, who throws him out. 2 up, 2 down.
I guess the bat's still there and probably going to auction or something, huh?
Yeah, it's not going to be returned to its rightful owner, apparently.
Yeah, I think it will in between innings.
No, I think we should keep it.
I tell you, just sitting up here looking at the infield now. Normally, you see the infield's nice and watered down, and you can see how it's drying out now. So different types of hops. You want to try, and if you're an infielder, you want to make sure you cover up all the holes that you see. The balls are going to come at you much quicker, and the incidence of bad hops are greater.
Ball high, 1-1. Ryan, well, that's a good point because you see the infield and it's watered down pretty good at the start of the game. How long does it usually take to dry up?
Well, at night it stays pretty good all night, but during the day it dries out. Hopefully underneath it's good. You know, they soak these fields down. I mean, they flood them probably almost every day. So they try and get the moisture down in the field so it doesn't dry up deep and turn into like sand type surface.
Here's the 1-2.
Just
2-2.
Just another one of the little weird things that I look at, huh?
Well, but it's stuff that you really don't think about. And it makes sense that at night it would stay moist throughout the game, I would think.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing like Alan Trammell. He teaches all of his infielders how to take care of it. All the different conditions. You don't want a bad hop, so you have to be proactive in all types of conditions.
Full count on Reimold. 6-1. Tigers have the lead in this one. And strike 3 call. Reimold was walking to first base. He needs to take a right turn and go back to the bench. 4 strikeouts for Norris. 1-2-3 inning. tired, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Back here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, it is 6-1 in favor of the Tigers. It's a good day for Daniel Norris in his Tigers debut. The bats have come to support him. And J.D. Martinez looks at ball one. Martinez, McCann, Castellanos in the Tigers' 6th inning. J.D. got the Tigers off and running, a 3-run shot in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, everybody coming into this game had a pretty good history against Jimenez and knew what he was going to throw. Rondon, probably a different story. Doesn't have a lot of major league experience, so it's a new look.
Rondon originally was signed by the St. Louis Cardinals and then was claimed off waivers by the Rockies and then the Orioles from the Rockies. The 2-1. 2-2 on Martinez.
Pretty good slider right there. Tell you, you watch around the game and lots of opportunities once you get in. Take a nice sharp slider with lots of depth.
Rip to left, a base hit. So J.D. continues to swing at his 2nd hit today. 5th of the series.
Making Tiger fans happy he decided to play or was able to play with that sore knee.
I think they're ecstatic that he decided to go out there today. Here's James McCann. Ground out pop up for McCann, who has pretty much taken over as the everyday catcher now for the Tigers.
Yeah, Alex thought he was going to catch today, but that's not so.
One ball, no strikes on McCann. 16 of 19 he has hit safely in. That's in there for a strike. Jorge Rondon goes 6-1, 215. Venezuelan native. A country that has produced a boatload of terrific major league talent.
Boy, they really have. They play that game every day down there, anywhere.
We'll get back out of play.
They have lots of showcases now down in all the Latin American countries. Spent a couple years down in the Dominican Republic as well, just to watch the young kids come in. They have the showcases and to watch them run and throw, hit. Then they play in games, and there's heavily scouted.
Sawed him off right back to the mound. Rondon will take the out at first base. One away. The 10th annual Fiesta Tigres is August 8th when the Tigers battle the Boston Red Sox at 7:08. The first 10,000 fans 21 and older receive a free Tigres hat. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Well, we'll be doing the game that day. Maybe we can get involved.
In which way?
Well, I don't know. What do you want to do?
Well, see, you're opening up a can of worms here.
They're very colorful with their costumes there. See one that might fit you.
Going to steer the conversation back to the game now as Castellanos stands in. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls, and he skies this one foul. Think it's sombrero?
You got to go with the whole outfit. You can't just go with the sombrero.
I'm game if you're game.
Oh, now it's on me, huh?
Of course it is.
It would be good therapy for me.
Jimenez knocked out of this game in the 5th inning. Rondon came on, got the final out. And now he's working here in the 6th. Tigers with a win today would finish 4-6 on this 10-game trip. They've got an off day tomorrow, which will give them a little bit of time to rest up, as the Royals will be coming to town, and the Tigers will see the Royals' best 3 in that series, including the newcomer Johnny Cueto. In there for a strike.
Well, it has been a tough trip. Lots gone on. The makeup of this team has been changed and kind of pointed in a new direction, a different direction. It's tough on the manager, Brad, and the team. They've come out and played hard every day. They got to get on a roll here, though.
What is your sense of how the Tigers clubhouse has been like the last couple of days? We've both been in the clubhouse. It seems to have shifted a little bit initially when the Tigers made the trades, but I think they're starting to rebound now.
Yeah, I think initially they're just kind of watching TV like everybody else and watching Twitter and social media sites to try and figure out whether they're traded or not, or whether their teammates traded or not. Nobody really wants to see that happen, but now that everybody, the new guys are in and the traded guys are gone, it's a little different.
Nice diving stop by J.J. Hardy. What a play by Hardy. Castellanos highway robbery there. Man, can he play that position?
Yes, he does. And look at his pre-pitch up top right there. He's right on it. Gets to it, and it's just technique. He's made that throw many times in his long major league career. Perfect throw. That frustrates you as a hitter.
And it's uplifting as a pitcher to get that kind of support. Here's Avila. Playing to pull on Alex. Strikeout, ground out. Ball 1.
There you see they got the shift on over to the right side. If you could squirt one through here, that would work.
Would also probably score a run. Martinez out there at second and 2 outs, and he fouls it straight back. As we learned in the first game of this series, you really could never have a big enough lead in this ballpark. The Tigers jumped out to a 9-2 advantage and had to hold on for dear life in the first game. Lost a 6-0 lead in game 2 and eventually lost the game.
Yeah, the Tigers want to keep adding on, and it's going to come down to the bullpen being able to hold the Orioles. We've talked with Brad about roles, if you'd like to establish roles, and he would like to establish those roles, but right now it's been such a who's available because of the amount of innings that they've thrown. He's not been able to do that yet.
Here's the 2-1. It was also interesting what he said yesterday concerning the bullpen roles. He said those aren't things you give out. Those are things you have to earn, and nobody really has stepped up and kind of grabbed those roles.
Yeah, he wants to see them go get the role, and you can look at the guys here getting heat on the arm right there. I think that's Rondon. Is that Albuquerque? He's getting loose over there. Norris, he's thinking about striking somebody out. And after he gets on the plane today, he'll probably be thinking about the VW Shaggy.
There's a ball outside. 3-2.
That's the nickname, right?
That's the nickname of his van. That's right.
Actually, he says he doesn't have it with him. He doesn't have a car.
Where does he store it?
At home. Might be at his dad's house, actually.
3-2. High fly ball, center field, hit pretty good. Jones going back, track to make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. To the bottom of the 6th we go.
First inning, J.D. Martinez with the big 3-run home run. Fourth, Chris Davis answers for the Orioles with a solo shot. Then in the big 5th inning, Jose Iglesias with the triple right here. Tigers tack on. Bottom of the 6th inning now. Tigers up 6-1.
So Martinez with home run number 29 on the season. 3rd in the American League. Continues to have a career year for the Tigers. Daniel Norris back to the mound as he faces the top of the lineup here for the Orioles.
I think you want to keep a real good eye on Daniel Norris here.
And he's popped up. Iglesias staring into the sunlight for out number 1.
Boy, that sun is out. The glass is much different nowadays. In the old days, while Al Kaline had the flip downs, and he taught me to use those. The number 6 Al Kaline flip downs, in which you could look right into the sun. There would be no glare, just a small little dot. Now it was hard to see it in the sky, but didn't get blinded by the sun. It worked well, but the glass is now much different. Got to learn how to use them, every player.
Here is Gerardo Parra. Here are the numbers on Norris, and he's been awfully good. The home run by Chris Davis. That's it. There's a ball outside. Sometimes these days you'll even see a player go out to the field with sunglasses on his hat, and then a ball gets by him.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That's popped up again. Here comes Iglesias again, staring into the sunlight. Sunshine glittering off those sunglasses.
Yeah, some people can just handle it better than others. And sometimes you got to learn how to angle away from the sun so you're not looking directly into it. Certain stadiums are worse. Oakland's bad, very bad. High skies, no clouds. That's the toughest.
Well, you can go without him.
No, Nick doesn't have him because he's got Iglesias.
That's true.
But he does have his on. Just a little different angle for Nick. When he catches him, he'll be looking away from the sun.
Adam Jones, fly out and a ground out. Swing and a miss. What about when you hit? Did you like wearing sunglasses when you hit?
Never liked that. I know some try, and very few will, though, overall.
Norris with the 1-1. Popped him up. This time to the right side of the infield. Kinsler shading his eyes. And that'll end the inning. 7-pitch inning, 3 pop outs for Daniel Norris. that's a pretty good team there in Toronto now with the acquisition of David Price and all the offense they have.
Still going to boil down to the pitching. That's
always does, doesn't it?
Pitching and defense are much more prevalent in today's game in determining your success.
Rajai Davis will get it started here as we go to the 7th, and he looks at ball 1. Davis, Ghosts, and Iglesias facing Rondon. Starting his second full inning of work. He got the final out of the 5th. Line drive to left field and caught on a mini leap by Parra. 1 out. Let me bring up Anthony Ghosts. 6 runs on 7 Tigers hits today. Daniel Norris has allowed 1 run on 3 hits in his Tigers debut. His pitch count has been low all day as well. Ghosts had a single to knock in a run in the 5th inning as the Tigers tacked on 3 more. Chopper to third. That time they finally get one by Machado.
Here's the 1-800 call Sam call of the game. Anthony Ghosts last time on. 2 stolen bases. Even though they pitch out, he gets in there at second. Then the very next pitch on to third base. Goes on to score. And he'll want to go again. That's a good day for him. 2 hits today. Couple stolen bases. Feels like he's into it again. And that's how you get turned around.
All it takes is that 1 game.
Well, he got the jam shot the other day, too. Remember that?
Yep, that little double. Ooh, that's going to get by. Wieters, the catcher, go to the backstop, advance the runner. He's going to try for third. And he's going to get in there standing up.
Well, that's good hustle. And when you haven't been on base for a while, you feel like running. Your legs feel really good. And Rajai and Anthony Ghosts both today just really pushing the limits. And Wieters expects him just to stop at second. And you can see Ghosts reading right now, and he just says, well, I'm going to go. Put it on me. Wieters drops the ball. Man on third. 1 out. Good situation.
Fly ball center field. Ghosts tagging up. Jones has it. Measures it. Throws it to the plate. Airmails it home. And the tag. Got him. What a throw by Adam Jones. Right on the money. Still 6-1 game.
Well, that's the Orioles lead the major leagues in outfield assists, and Adam Jones gets behind. This is picture perfect and a very accurate throw right there. Good pick by Wieters. Puts it right on the foot. And with the 6-1 lead, though, you got to try it. No doubt about it. They put it on here. I think that's the 9th outfield assist for Adam Jones as well. Not the guy that you want to go on, but again, be aggressive for this Oriole team. Didn't work out.
Yep, made the play. Here is the summary of today's events here at the ballpark. Our game summary. Daniel Norris, how about him? 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. J.D. Martinez, 3-run homer in the first inning. That got the Tigers off and running, and Detroit has not trailed in this ball game today.
Menards brings you the big money encounter. Daniel Norris, we talked about it. He's just really had great location on his pitches, climbing up out of the zone right there. Something sneaky. And how about this great defensive play, laying it all on the line for his new teammates. Just an excellent performance. 6 innings pitched, only 3 hits and a run, 4 strikeouts and a walk.
Only 67 pitches through 6 innings, which brings us to a comment he made when he spoke with us yesterday, Gibby, about how when he went down to the minor leagues, they told him, look, you need to get deeper into games, and therefore we know you're a power lefty, but you need to throw the 2-seam a little bit more and get some quicker outs.
Well, they did, and then after he started throwing the 2-seamer, they wanted to remind him that he was a power pitcher, but it's helped him develop that 2-seam fastball, and we've seen him throw some today. The ones down in the zone do have some movement, and so far, he got 67 pitches? That's very efficient.
Well, he's got Davis Wieters Hardy here in the 7th inning for the Orioles. Davis, the only man that has gotten him today, the solo home run back in the 4th. It was his 26th of the year and his 2nd home run in the series. 2-0 is fouled back out of play. 2-1.
I think the count was a 2-1 count that Chris Davis got him on. I know last year he gave up 4 home runs when he was up with Toronto, and 3 of the 4 at bats were when he was behind in the count. They were 1-0 counts. One was an 0-0 count. So it's just how important that first strike is.
Norris now has gone 3-1 on Davis. Waiting on deck is Matt Wieters. 6-1 Detroit in the 7th. High pop up, and I mean a mile high into shallow right. Who's going to handle this? This is tricky. And JD stayed with it nicely.
I got it. You take it.
Oh, my goodness. Straight up in the air.
Yeah, this one's up there, and JD had a little bit of an angle there. You see he put his hand up. He does have glasses on and makes the catch. Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. Today, Daniel Norris, 93 miles an hour on the top. 74 is the low.
So with 1 out, and we'll bring in Matt Wieters. 9 straight retired by Norris. Wieters bounced out in the 4th inning. He is 1 for 2, singled in his first at bat. Ball 1.
Generally, as you get through an order of the opponent, it's 3rd or 4th time you pitch a little differently than you did early. It looks like Daniel's throwing a little more off-speed pitch and having a hard time getting it over, though.
He has surrendered only 3 hits to the Orioles today. Shallow left field. Castellanos called off by Iglesias, who makes the basket catch. 2 away. Fans, see the Tigers play the Royals August 4th through 6th and get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 drinks for just $19 per person. It's called the Tigers Weekday Value Pack. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Now that's 5 straight outs on that are fly balls. Interesting. Not hit very hard, though.
10 straight retired overall. J.J. Hardy has put the ball in the air twice. In fact, he popped up that bunt that Norris made that flying play on.
And earlier in the game, it's no fly balls at all ground balls. There you see 4 strikeouts, 7 groundouts, 9 flyouts. Pretty equal. That was a pretty good curveball. That's the sharpest one we watched today. He wanted it. Tom Woodring would not give it to him. Got a very tight strike zone.
Hardy right on front of the plate. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. 11 straight retired now by Norris. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire.
You want to be comfortable. We all want to be comfortable, and I think that's just my main desire. And if it seems to be a little bit different, then that might be a different perspective from others. I've been my same self since as long as I can remember, and I think that's just my comfort zone.
Well, Daniel Norris talking about I guess personal attitude. He has done some different things. We talk about the van, living out of the van, and it's been known as Van Man now.
Yeah. He likes the outdoors. He likes to take hikes, walk in the woods and the rivers. But that's very laid back. But again, he calls himself a bulldog on the mound, and today he's lived up to that billing.
How about Kinsler? There's another base hit for Ian. 2 more hits today. That'll put the leadoff man on here in the 8th inning. Norris has done some pretty good work.
What do you think he's thinking about right now?
Going out for the 8th inning and
doing some damage. I thought that last inning he looked like he had the best rhythm of the whole game, and started to see the breaking ball have more depth and break a little sharper. And hopefully continues to improve into the rest of this game.
Victor Martinez 0 for 3, couple of fly balls and a ground out. Strike 1 on Victor. Rondon has been out there since the end of the 5th inning.
I think Victor's going to be looking forward to this off day coming up tomorrow.
I would agree. 0 for 3 today, and it has not been a good series for Martinez. 1 for 16. Really hadn't been a good road trip, period.
They just keep flipping him on the outside corner. He's pulled that pitch. He's tried to hit it the other way, but no results up to this point.
JD waiting on deck. Martinez wants to know what the count is. It is 2 balls, 1 strike, not 2-2. 2 balls, 1 strike. A little bit outside, 3-1. Tigers jumped out early, 3 in the first. They added 3 in the 5th inning. They lead 6-1 as they try and get a split in this 4-game series before they come home. Drilled toward left field. On the move to make the catch is PARRA. Had that one all the way.
Let's take a look at Big Boy's big play of the game. It happened in the first inning. JD Martinez comes up, 2 outs, 2 on. Big 3-1 bomb. Put the Tigers up 3-0. They've added 3. Now lead 6-1. Now Victor hit that ball pretty good. That was a pretty good approach right there. I know he's disappointed in the result, but he's hit a couple balls to the warning track. Much better.
0-1 on Martinez. 2 more hits for JD, including that 3-run shot. Fouled away, and the count goes 0-2 on Martinez. Told you that coming into this game, the top 3 in the Tigers lineup were a combined 20 for 42. Well, the top 3 today is continued to get it done. Ghosts a couple of hits. IGLESIAS couple of hits. KINSLER 2 more hits.
Yeah, Anthony's done well since he's been moved up to the top.
1-2 on Martinez.
Little conversation going on between the 2 over there at first base.
Fouled away down the right field line.
And Kinsler only has 7 stolen bases this year. Caught 5. 6-1 lead. Playing every day. I don't know if that's very smart at this point. Got to take care of your legs.
There is activity in the Baltimore bullpen. Brian Mattis warming up. There was a time when Kinsler would steal 30 bags a year. In fact, 31 was his high water mark. 30-30 guy that year with the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, but we were talking about the dry infield. It's also harder. Takes a lot out of you. Day game after a night game. Plays virtually every game of the year. You kind of learn your lessons along the way as you get over 30 years old. Was he 31?
Ian is 32 years, actually 33 now. Turned 33 this year. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove. Rondon with a strikeout. Tigers have their own Rondon stretching and getting loose.
He was rubbing the red hot on his arm an inning earlier when we were showing it. So he's thinking he's going to be coming into the game, it looks like.
Here's McCann now with 2 outs. A couple of ground outs and a pop up for McCann. Fastball sails high and James laid off. Talk about as the season progresses and the pounding your body takes, how much weight do guys usually lose throughout the course of the year?
Well, most lose, depends how much you eat and what you eat. Some do gain, but not many. But you're probably going to lose 5 pounds or so. When you go into spring training, you build yourself up. You're lifting a lot of weights, but your day changes a lot. You play much more baseball, a lot more dynamic exercises, a lot of foam rolling and hot and cold bath. So I'd say 5, maybe some lose 10. You want to keep an eye on that. The trainers do a great job of that. You have to weigh in, every couple weeks.
1-2 on McCann. Meanwhile, Norris continues to contemplate his first start here, which has gone swimmingly, I would say.
So far, got to finish it off.
2-2. Castellanos waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2 outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes, which means Kinsler will be on the run here with 2 outs. $33,000 plus in the ballpark today. They've not had a whole lot to cheer about because of Daniel Norris. Here's the 3-2. Line drive caught by the first baseman Davis to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We are headed to the bottom of the 8th. And Daniel Norris goes back to the mound in a 6-1 ball game. Splits in this series. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. So Norris going back at the hill. He drops in a breaking ball strike on Jimmy Paredes.
Boy, he's gotten stronger as the game's gone on. More strikes. Controlling the zone better.
And it's popped up back behind home plate. McCann runs out of room, couple of rows deep.
Worked quickly all through the game. Kind of trying to read body language as young kids come into the game. But he's Was quick in the first inning. He's quick here in the 8th inning. There you can see his line: 3 hits, a run, and only 1 walk. That's really what you have to have with him to be successful.
Chase there for strike 3. 12 in a row retired by Norris.
Something about his fastball. He's gotten a lot of chases up there.
Well, I wonder what could it be in his delivery that shows some deception.
Yeah, well, it just looks like he's loads on his over the rubber, and then he kind of jumps at him. He hides the ball behind his body. Real quick arm coming through the zone.
There's that brief moment right at the end where he does kind of tuck that ball behind his back. And then boom, it's on you. That'll get through.
Let's take a look at his windup right here. We've got a little ISO for you. Just gathers nicely. Falls off a little bit. That one just between the 5-6 hole there. Here comes Brad.
Is he bringing the hook with him? He is. Well, Daniel Norris in his first major league start, Gibby, awfully good.
He was outstanding. Even better than advertised. You can see the competitive nature of this young kid. He brought it here today. Tigers, it's up to the Tigers to close it out and get him his first victory as a Tiger.
6-1 is our score. Wallside Windows pitching change. We'll be back. Norris, well, they're not final yet. He's still responsible for the man at first, but still pretty good.
Yeah, 84 pitches in 7 1/3 innings is just outstanding.
And he's going to give way now to Bruce Rondon, who checks in.
Well, Bruce's numbers have been improving. Throwing that fastball, slider, and change. Embrace the 8th inning roll right here, right now.
Reimold, the batter, and he looks at ball 1 high. Only 4 hits allowed today by Norris. That was it. A single by Scope chased him. Strikeout, fielder's choice for Reimold in this game. Here's the 1-0. Bouncing ball to short, should be 2. There's a 6-4-3 double play. Nicely done, Bruce. Inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. And the Tigers will go to the 9th with a 6-1 lead.
pitching inside pretty tight. I know they hit Tulowitzki as well. Going to Josh Donaldson, and that's what happens.
Got a new pitcher now for the Orioles. It is Brian Mattis.
The lefty there, 33rd game, 2.56 ERA. Pretty good pitcher. Doesn't walk too many. 35 strikeouts to 16 walks.
Tigers batting here in the ninth. They lead 6-1. The first one is hit for a strike on Castellanos. Bottom three coming up here. Castellanos, Avila, Davis. Mattis replacing Rondon, who came on in the 5th inning and pitched through the 8th. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Castellanos.
Got a good changeup, does Mattis, as well as his slider to go with that fastball. Locates them all well.
One ball, 2 strikes. Three ground ball outs for Castellanos in this game. Rolled to third, but foul. Mattis, a former first rounder. In fact, he was number 4 overall back in 2008 by the Orioles. Last couple of years working exclusively out of the bullpen after starting in his first couple of seasons in the major leagues.
I tell you, Buck Showalter's done a great job with these arms here since he's been over.
High fly ball right field. Reimold is under it. One gone. By the way, you can follow the Tigers all season long in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet.
Well, the Tigers could use some insurance runs. Always could get more runs in this ballpark.
They've got Avila up there. He is 0 for 3 in this game. And he looks at a strike, 0-1.
Alex got a fair amount of walks. No walks.
And then has started the game, got on a pretty good roll after giving up that early 3-run homer. In fact, he had retired 12 consecutive Tigers before Davis doubled in the 5th, and before you knew it, the Tigers had 3 more runs.
Yeah, the Tigers put a good inning together there in the 5th. Also, Rajai Davis and Anthony Ghost both got on. Very aggressive on the base pass, forced the issue. Lots of pressure on the Orioles, and that's added to the fun.
Two and one. That'll get back out of play. Showalter is trying to get his team back to the postseason. They have been there just 2 times in the last 17 years, including, of course, last year when the Orioles defeated the Tigers in the ALDS.
You know, he's really matured as a manager too for over all these years. I remember he was with the Yankees, and then he went to Arizona since he's come over here, and you know, really totally in control, very disciplined. Team plays very fundamental.
Vila's out.
He's a fun guy to go in and talk to. He likes to talk baseball, likes to clown around a little bit, keeps his team loose. See Alex right here, can't catch up.
Only 2 other managers in the history of the Orioles have more wins, and Buck is 3rd on the list. Earl Weaver, of course, leads the way. Paul Richards is 2nd.
Yeah, I was asking him, I said, well, cameras, we were watching you when things weren't going well. He goes, you mean when Chris Davis didn't slide? He said, I just kind of put my hand over my mouth. Did you notice? No trick.
That was that play with runners at first and third in the infield in.
Right. He loves Chris Davis, and he's played well for Buck.
Rajay fouls it back. No balls, 2 strikes. Rajay with some extended playing time now, starting to heat up a little bit. He has had 3 doubles and a triple in this series.
And having him 9th and Anthony Gose 1st, like I said, they could put pressure on a team, but they both get on. New closer?
Looking like it, Alex Wilson.
No, we talked to Brad about it yesterday. He said he probably would use Alex at the back end. Kind of hard to do because he's been so good in multiple inning games for the Tigers. So somebody will have to replace that role.
Davis down on strikes to end the inning. Tigers go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
Held on to win 9-8. 5-out save right here. Came in and threw strikes when the prior Tiger relievers were having trouble. And the Tigers will count on him tonight to get a 3-out save. I should say today. Good numbers. Been consistent all year. Look at that whip. Less than 1. 1.5 is actually the maximum you want to be, so you can see he's well under that. 33 strikeouts and only 8 walks. Got very good control. Throws the fastball and gets that cutter going.
One defensive change for the Tigers. Andrew Romine will take over at third base. The day is over for Castellanos. And so Wilson now will go through the top of the order. It'll be Machado, Parra, Jones in a 6-1 game. Machado quiet today. Strikeout, flyout, pop up.
Excellent job by Bruce Rendon to come in and get the Tigers out of the inning. 2 pitches, 2 outs. It's a good double play ball.
One ball, 1 strike.
Boy, that's a tight zone.
Been that way all day, hasn't it?
Yeah, and again, that's who he is. He's consistent, and it's fair.
Way outside. 2-1 now on Machado.
No walks. No free passes.
Parra waiting on deck. Popped up back out of play. Level the count now. 2-2 on Machado. Tigers 3 outs away from their 51st win of the season. Half swing there. Excuse me, swinging. It goes back out of play.
Good location there, keeping him honest, up and in. Not too far up and in though. When you go too far, you have no chance of getting a swing. Right there, Wilson, borderline, gets a swing and a foul ball. No, probably sets him up away.
Another foul back out of play. Thought it was interesting the answer that Wilson gave John Keating on a post-game interview a couple of nights ago. Do you want to be the closer? And he said, why wouldn't I want to be?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't?
Well, everybody would say they want to, and there are some that would say they do that don't really deep down inside, but I think Alex Wilson has shown that he wants to be.
And the thing about Wilson is what has made him so extremely valuable this year is he's not simply a middle innings guy or a back end guy. I mean, he's made a start this year. He's pitched early in games. He's been able to bridge the gap.
Yes, he has. He's been extremely versatile.
But the final 3 outs are often the most difficult outs to get. Here's the 2-2 again. Low 3-2 on Machado.
Just missed just a little low, but Foxtrax says it had the plate. 8 pitch. This will be the 9th pitch of the at bat.
Ground ball left side. Romine has the hop. Machado retired, 1 away. They were calling all Oakland University alumni, students, and fans. Get a Tigers hat in OU colors and a ticket to see the Tigers play the Indians September 4th at 7:08 when you buy a special ticket package exclusively at Tigers.com/special events. Well, with 1 out now, here is Gerardo Parra.
Yeah, you want to watch for the bunt here. You give it to him, he'll lay it down on you.
In the air toward left, but foul.
Orioles down 5 runs. They need runners, so guys who wouldn't normally bunt will do so just to try and get somebody on base. Get that tying run to the plate. Any way you can. Hit by pitch, walk, create an error, lay a bunt down.
Oh, 0-2.
That's a really good pitch right there. We've been throwing Parra inside all day. This just disappears. Watch this ball go down. Good slider down and in. Right over top.
Norris did a really good job today of keeping the top of the order off the bases. They were not able to set the table for the middle of the lineup. There's a bouncer. Nice stop at first base by Avila. Wilson covers for the out. 2 gone.
Boy, Alex, good glove down there today. And Wilson over there quickly gets the glove down on the ground. That's the key. And a good flip. It's important that the pitcher gets over there right away so he's not scrambling to find the bag. You want to be able to get the ball just like Wilson did right there. Break it down. Easy play.
Here is Adam Jones now with 2 outs. To the shortstop and a nifty 1-hop pick by Iglesias to put the icing on the cake in this one. A 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. And the Tigers will indeed earn the split. A 6-1 victory today.
Geez, what can you say? Young kid on the mound for the Tigers today. Pitched as good as you could ever dream that he's going to pitch. Daniel Norris's first win as a Tiger. Alex Wilson cleans it up, and we're going to go home with the split of the series.
And there's the final score, 6-1 from Oriole Park. We'll be back.